Good morning. Good morning. I've just finished work. I've just gotten home. House is quiet. People are asleep. I need to be a little bit quiet. But I also need to find some Hadanite before I go to bed. I would like to, this weekend when we come back with our regular streams, again keeping in mind that I don't normally stream during the week, I would like to come back on the streams on the weekend to a horde of Hadanite. So the Hadanite habit. Logged in a little bit before work to, mine a couple of patches, logged in twice, did one patch, bed logged, did another patch, bed logged, went to work, some chill music on. And so I thought before I go to bed, we'll jump on for a little bit, mine a little bit of Hadanite, and I thought I might as well put a stream on, because as Slash over there on Twitch says, I am badly addicted. In fact, I posted up on the Discord yesterday, I suppose, that when I went to work, I pulled out onto the main road and I verbally said out loud, activate cruise control. And I was like, I think I've got a problem. I think I have an issue. So we're back once again here at Pyro. We have a whole packet of Tim Tams. Super chill today. We're not going to do a huge big thing. We're off schedule. I'm a little tired. But the Tim Tam. 2 chocolate biscuits. A little bit of chocolate in the middle. That's all wrapped up in chocolate. And these ones aren't melting because it's the middle of the morning, 4 o'clock. We're going to bite off the opposite corners of this biscuit. That's going to allow air to flow through the biscuit. It exposes the inside, the biscuit, the chocolate. We're going to use this Tim Tam like a straw. We're going to slurp up through our biscuit straw this delicious hot chocolate. It's going to melt the inside of the biscuit, and hopefully not too much of the outside of the biscuit, because then things get a little bit messy. It's going to melt all the biscuit, it's going to melt all the chocolate. It's going to turn it into a delicious gooey chocolate treat. I'm going to put that delicious gooey chocolate treat in our mouth and savor the magnificence of a Tim Tam Slam. But I hope whatever you're doing, wherever you are in this wonderful wide world, that you will one day be able to partake in a Tim Tam Slam at some vendor, some little shop, an online store, somewhere close to you. Somebody is able to provide you with Tim Tams so that you too can come home from work to this glory. As Slash says, and he's partly right, the stream is just an excuse to eat more Tim Tams. I'm going to have another one, because I know that when I go to bed in a couple of hours and the ninja wakes up, she will see this packet of Tim Tams, and the next time I see the packet of Tim Tams, there shall be very few Tim Tams in the packet. Salasuli, how are you, man? Fracture mode on the Tim Tam. Yes. In time for Tim Tams, explained CT. As he looked enviously at the streamer, his screen. It's going to be super chill. We're here for a couple of hours. Been mining some Hadanite. Low energy, low intensity. Have some chill tunes on in the background. Wanting to buy a cure for not passing out when drinking cruise or any other foods? Have a look at Captain Foxy Loxy's video that he did on YouTube today. There are a couple of things that you can eat up at Microtech. There are a couple of things in Orison. He's tested every single drink, every single food, and there's a couple of things that you can drink that hasn't been poisoned, so to speak. Would you believe it? It's the actual juices. Who would have thought that drinking juice would be good for you? Is this a monster patch? And then there's another one just right there. The one. But this is a monster. Gonna eat the juice slash, mate. Smoothies are working for you, are they, Dustin? I didn't even know about this. You know, people passing out from eating and drinking. Maybe it's only affecting some people, not others. Excuse me. As much as you've been playing Star Citizen, EPA gonna knock on your door thinking you're crypto mining. Oh boy, here we go. So I did overcharge a ROC node just before work. So we no longer have the yellow, the orange node. We're back in the Hadanite themed ROC miner, which is entirely appropriate. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 nodes. Not a bad way to start, hey? With another patch of 7 just over yonder. Straight into it. Switching screens would be a great idea. Actually, I think I can set up command with a plugin for Stream Elements that allows people to use that command to switch the scene. So I could set up, for example, command !mark gameplay, and it would switch to the gameplay scene. Do it with Firebot /. I'll have a look at Firebot. I'm not terrible, but I'm not fantastic at remembering to change the scene. Especially right now, we're super chill. It's going to be just a really relaxed. We're going to mine, a dozen patches. See how much we can put into the box. We've got a couple of hours and then that's it. No big crazy long streams. We're starting at 4 o'clock in the morning. Normally I start at 9 o'clock in the evening. just going to be super chill. Hang out. Listen to some music. Mind a little bit of Hadanite. Try and keep our voice at a manageable or an appropriate level for a household full of people at 4 o'clock in the morning. The majority of whom are asleep. And one nutter streaming a little bit of Star Citizen. I think we lost those ones too. We don't have any gems in the hopper. Ones must have gone too. Not a big fan of gems on hillsides like this. Don't look at Firebot. You'll get sucked in with all the things it can do. I'm going to be this low volume, hey, when I'm speaking. I should consider lowering the game volume. It's drowning you out. Or maybe we can amp things up a little bit. Or I can bring the microphone a little bit closer towards my face. Or we can get a little bit more serious about our discussions here. It would be very nice to get that the roadcaster set up. That's 3 for 3. I don't like mining on hills like this. Because this is the problem. The node is clipping into the ground too much. The gems will just fall straight through. Whatever you've been up to today, whatever you've been up to today, I hope you've had a wonderful day. Good evening, Motherfig, how are you? Or good morning, I should say. You don't think I should switch to collection mode so quickly? You think we should hang out on the fracture mode for a little bit longer? I do really like to try and go for those one-hitters, and we can watch the Hopper Gremlin do his thing. Would I agree, asks John, with the fact that you have an addiction called ROC? Yes? I would. Mr. Acorn, what time do you call this? I call it a very short, super chill after work stream. I mine a couple of patches, chuck a few gems in the hopper. I'd be doing this anyway. As I mentioned on the streams on the weekend, normally when I get back from work I log in and just do a little bit. And given that we're here and I'm bedlogged on Ignis already, just log in, mine a couple of patches, and then go to bed. So I thought I'll throw on a quick stream, super chill, pretty low energy. Mine the patches of Hadanite that would have been mining anyway. Throw a few more gems in the box. And then we'll see on the weekend how many boxes we can return. Oh, we've got some gems. 1 out of 4 nodes so far. Maybe the others will all be keepers. Not a bad little cluster to come down on. 11 nodes. Very, very good. There's more chance of the gems falling if you switch quick. You think so? I thought it was just influenced by whether they're sitting in the ground or not. But we're here, super chill. No need to try and one-hit all these nodes. A Hadanite volcano. John, you mine about 1 rock full and then dumping gaslight. Sitting on 5 SE of Hadanite at the moment. Yes, sir. That's the plan. That's the sensible way to do it. Find some Hadanite and go put it in the bank, so to speak. And then, when you've got enough in the bank, take it to market. Amazing Zarek, how are you, my friend? Hey, mining again, I see. Always. Always. Or running bunkers. Missions are pretty... I'm just going to chill out on trying to run missions and earn reputation and all that sort of stuff. I'm just going to wait for this and see what happens with the next sort of 4.0.1 patch and what gets fixed and how things are running before I really commit to, okay, let's start rebuilding our reputation with the, you know, the delivery companies and with the, you know, security companies and until then, just enjoy a little bit of chill mining, get some money in the bank, buy a nomad so Dutchman Ace can stop harassing me. Ira, how are you? Hello, where is the best place to sell these gems in Pyro? Well, from my understanding, there's only 2 places to sell gems in Pyro. One of them is at Ruin Station, and the other one is at Jackson Swap. And I haven't sold at either of those, so we are currently in the process of hoarding a whole bunch of gems, filling up some store-all containers and then stashing them in gaslight, and then I'll do a big run off to Stanton and sell them at the mining outposts in Stanton. I don't know what the prices are in Pyro, but at the mining outposts in Stanton they're 437 per gem. I think the maximum you can get here in Pyro is 399. But Ira, those are the 2 places, Jackson Swap and Ruin Station. My friend, we need to talk about your addiction to rocks. It's starting to affect your streaming life. Oh boy. Looking forward to more adventures on the weekend. Definitely. Played so much Star Citizen on the weekend, it was ridiculous.
Warning, 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 warning.
We have an emergency, Commander. Raiders are preparing to board.
Oh.
Quick, hide the Pintans, which is being raided by the Extreme Beard. They've brought 44 raiders for our goodies. Welcome to the stream, folks. Welcome to After Dark.
The Extreme Beard has brought his raiders in. How are you guys? Good evening. Good morning. You've joined us at the beginning of an after work, super chill, super relaxed stream. How was your stream? The Extreme Beard. I like that name. I used to have a very long beard. And then I woke up one day, I was on a business trip in Perth. I'm obviously Australian. My name is Crouch. Welcome. And I rolled over in the morning and I was in a hotel room that had mirrors on the wardrobe doors. And I rolled over and my beard was all over the place. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? And I like legitimately freaked out for a second. And so now I keep it quite short. you were raided, and so I pass on the baton. How's the mining going? It's wonderful. We're here in Pyro on Ignis, on the never-ending search, the never-ending quest for more Hadanite. We must indulge the habit. And as I said, I've just finished work. It's almost 4:30 a.m. I work a night shift. And I thought, look, I'm going to mine a couple of patches of Hadanite to add to my collection. I might as well chuck on a quick stream and say howdy to a few people who are out there. And see how we go. So welcome in, Raiders. I normally only stream on the weekends because I work a night shift during the week. But as I mentioned, we are here on a very short stream, a couple of hours before I need to head to bed. And I do only stream Star Citizen. It's the only game that I've been playing for a long time. Actually, that's a lie. I do log into every now and then and play a little bit of Euro Truck Simulator, but I don't stream any of that stuff. I'm a massive, massive fan of rock mining. Still good money to be made? Yes, well, gems now are 437 credits a piece. At the mining outpost in Stanton, they used to be 275. So they've had a fair, price increase. And with the amount of Hadanite that's here in Ignis, it's good money. It's good money. It's chill. It's relatively low risk, unless you're a little bit like Crouch and forget to put your helmet on. It's a lovely way to just spend a little bit of time without having to get, too out of control. I'm a big fan of bed logging. I 90% bed log, so during the week I just log on, mine a couple of patches, and then log off. And if something disastrous happens and, I end up not being here, then I might go run some bunkers or do something else. But as of at the moment, I'm really just enjoying the super chill rock mining, experience. It's been one of my favorite game loops for quite some time.
I apologize for interrupting, Commander. YouTube is broadcasting a subscriber alert.
Okay.
Thank you, Amazing Zareth, for subscribing on YouTube. Welcome to After Dark.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate your subscription over there on the old YouTube. Welcome in. Any advice for a starting streamer? Amazing Tarek looked around the room, full of seemingly innocent people. Any advice for starting streamer? He asked. One man looked over. I've got 4 followers, mostly Star Citizen and Delta Force. Still dealing with sound problems and setting up though. He explained. 13 lives in. Look, any advice? Nah, not really. Set your scenes up. I know my audio quality is not fantastic right now because we're in the process of switching over to the dual PC streams setup, and I'm using voice meter, which I don't really fully understand. Got to head to dinner, Extreme Beard. Thanks, mate. I appreciate the raid. I shall pass it on. We must keep the baton moving. And just, press go live and do what you enjoy. If you want to, I don't know, I don't consider myself a streamer. This is something I do for fun, for enjoyment. I did in the beginning, try to make sure that I had a fairly consistent schedule. In fact, if you look carefully on my scene transitions, you'll see that I had days and times listed. I can't remember what they were now, maybe Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And we stuck to that fairly, not religiously, but, that was my schedule. And so, like right now, most people expect me to stream at 9 o'clock because that's normally when I start. Either on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. as John says, be online at consistent times and put in the hours. Yeah, I mean, just be yourself. And I think one piece of advice I would give to anyone who wants to start streaming is don't be discouraged by, low numbers. Actually, get that. Be aware that people will pop into your stream and pop out of your stream all the time. And you probably may not even notice, right? And so it's super important to constantly be engaged. Because if someone pops into your stream and they're there for 20 seconds and all they see is you staring at your screen playing your game, they might give it another 10 seconds and then leave. So, I'm always trying to make sure I'm talking about something. And as the channel here has grown and as the After Dark community has grown, that's become a little bit easier because the chat is normally quite active. So I've always got something to talk about. And, I don't have too much of a problem listening to my own voice or listening to myself speak because it happens constantly inside my head with my mouth on mute. All I need to do is just verbalize and just spit the diarrhea out into the ether. I will not deny the fact that I watch my own videos sometimes. So, I don't think being consistent is something to worry too much about at this stage. Just, I don't know, be yourself, talk about what you know, talk about what you love, and just be aware that, if you're not talking about something, keep in mind that people are coming to a stream to watch. Not necessarily be entertained, but to find out what's going on. And I know that many times I've popped into a stream and there's been nothing going on. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm looking for something, to be going on. It could be akin, right? Let's use a very broad analogy here. Go to a party, right? A house party, and you know some people there. And you walk into the first room, and you see a bunch of people you don't know, and you hear some conversation, and you're like, okay, next room, and you walk into the next room, and you walk into the next room until you get to a room where you sort of gel a little bit. And then you hang out and you get to know people and etc, etc, etc. So, my advice, be yourself. Do it as a hobby. And for the love of, being the center of attention. And be engaged. That's my advice. And then all the other bits and pieces and quality and stuff you can work on, and I've still got a lot of stuff that I need to improve. But that's all extra. Make sure you read your chat. John thinks that getting lifts from other streamers is key to get off the ground fast. Yes, maybe. I don't know. Engage in other people's streams as well. Not so you can get your name out there, because I don't really think that makes a difference. But it exposes you to, other communities, other people, other streamers. I think John's mentioning some very valid points here. I think one of the things that you should decide in the beginning is, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? Do you want to be a streamer and pursue this as a legitimate career? And if you're choosing Star Citizen to do that, I think you're in for more punishment than the bloody game gives us. But if you just want to do it as a hobby, there's not too much to worry about. Be yourself, talk about what you know, talk about what you love. And even when nobody's there, like when I first started streaming and nobody was watching, I would constantly talk. Because of that possibility when someone pops in for 15 seconds, they're hearing something. And it's devastating to think that that 15 seconds they popped in and listened to me talk was enough for them to go, okay, I'm out. Yeah. See, like Big George is mentioning here on Twitch, weird timing for the crouch.
Did you know why
It
we
is
drink
weird
water?
timing.
Because we can't eat it.
Quick, short, no notice after work stream. I would have been doing this anyway. Log in, mind a little bit of Hadanite before I go to bed, so I thought I'll put on a little stream. Listen to some music, be a little bit chill. Morley, how are you, my friend? Joining us on Twitch. In the middle of my monologue. I'm sorry. I did not see you enter. Welcome. Hope you are well, my friend. We're very low energy today. It's 4:30 in the morning. Finished work an hour ago.
Twitch is broadcasting a new follower alert, sir.
And we're super chill.
Keith Jackson is now following
And
on
we're,
Twitch.
you know, we're off schedule,
Welcome
so
to
to speak.
After Dark.
As Big George mentions. What kind of time is this? Because we normally start our streams at 9 PM. I'm in Australia. GMT plus 10. Either on Friday, Saturday or Sunday. I don't have a rigid schedule. Any time is good with you, Big George. Well, I appreciate you, mate. Thank you so much. Don't narrate your gameplay, but talk about why you are making certain gameplay decisions and the plan of what you are doing, etc. Yeah, narrating your gameplay is what kids do on their TikToks. I'm putting on this cool pink outfit because it looks so cool, and I think that these glasses that I'm putting on right now are going to be amazing. That's the first thing that comes to my mind because that's all I hear my daughter watching. People playing Roblox games. Like Dress to Kill or Dress to Impress or whatever it's called. I think from that perspective, it's probably a good idea to have some expectations about what you want your streaming career to be. I'm under no illusions that that this could ever become a full-time job for me. Partly because I don't think that, you know, there's enough of a market to support, you know, more full-time Star Citizen content creators. I don't know. I'm rambling now. Mr. Chewy Num Nums, the Hadanite calls. He woke in a fever, sweat on his forehead, sweat on his palms. The pillow was wet. The nightmare had been real. He could feel the ground vibrate as the great earthworm beneath him rose to the surface. All he wanted was the Hadanite. He'd been camped out here for weeks, drinking nothing but cruise, surviving on oxypens and dreams. The first patch he discovered, a monster, 18 nodes. He knew that that Hadanite would feed his family for more than a week. But the earthworm had different ideas. Oh no! Those ones went down to the great earthworm. Stupid earthworm. Shouldn't have been talking about him. John's hitting on a whole bunch of, key points here. He says there on YouTube, also be prepared for the fact that YouTube is a lot of work and time consuming. He did some YouTube about 4 years ago and quit because he underestimated the overhead involved. There's a reason why I stream now. I've made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos in my YouTube career. Not a great deal here at After Dark because I decided that this is primarily going to be streaming. Because after having produced hundreds of videos and thousands of hours of content on other channels, I understand the work involved in producing VOD content. It's a lot, and it can be very unrewarding financially. I've never done it from a financial perspective. I've never considered myself a content creator. I've just always shared my hobbies. And for me, the biggest joy, and this is again part of the reason why I stream, is the community involvement. Reading the comments. It's probably a little bit narcissistic, right? Because, oh goodness me. That was the biggest thing that I enjoyed, was like reading the comments from people. It's a bit of self-praise, a bit of self-acknowledgement. I've got all these people leaving comments on my videos. Every time I uploaded a video,
Twitch is broadcasting a new follower.
I'd sit there for the first half an hour just refreshing it and refreshing it. Who's going to comment? Who's going to comment? What are they saying? Are they saying good things about me? What are they saying? Of course they're not going to say bad things about me. I'm an amazing person. Are there no gems? Rude. What happened to the gems? We get no gems. Well, it looks like the hopper gremlin has eaten them. We need to get a drink before we worry about what happened to those gems. And so now I primarily stream here. I do have a handful of videos, and most of those videos were narrated short stories from the RSI website. But it's a lot of work, producing videos. Oh, there's a problem. Inventory is not working. I don't have the drink in my hand. Server error incoming. You did fairly well, John. About 50k views on vids, that's pretty good. And 30 viewers per stream, that's pretty good. On Warhammer Total War, in about 2 months, well, that's pretty damn good. Knees weak, arms are heavy. There's Hadanite on his sweater. The hobbyists. No worries. The inventory is glitchy sometimes. It is. But it still has me a little bit worried because we're going to need that drink in a minute. Surely that's what we're going to have to do. Quick bed log. Because if the inventory is not even loading, can't store our helmet, so we couldn't drink the drink anyway. A quick bed log might be in order. I really love the beds here in the Zeus. It's just F to enter the bed, and then F, and oh, the ship's not landed. Like if I look anywhere and press F, it brings me immediately back to the interaction point to click on the logout button. The ship is not landed. But a quick readjustment. Maybe those gems will be in the hopper and the inventory is just having a moment. Looks landed to me. Engines off. Back up out of the seat. Got the same glitch 2 days ago, Zarek, and then you logged out after that. Well, let's see what happens. That didn't fix what? Nubnums. It's part of the why you melted it. Didn't fix what? That ship not landed. It happens in all ships. It happens in all of my ships. It's not specifically just a Zeus thing. Mitchell, how are you? But does Chris think it's landed? Now he agrees, yes. Okay, let's go back in. Might try Australia this time. It wouldn't let me log into Australia before. Actually, let's just go back to where we were. 07, how are you, my friend? Joining us on Twitch, I hope you're well. Current position in the queue is 10. I never see this. This is super rare. Zeus bed log issues. Oh no, before I couldn't log at all in a Zeus. Oh really? Doesn't sound exciting at all. So this is all the plan is. Mine a little bit of Hadanite. Listen to a little bit of orchestral music. Have a little chat. Huge thank to the huge thank you to the Extreme Beard dropping his raid on me just at the beginning of the stream. That changed very quickly. Here we go, we're back in. Let's see. 11% hydration. We really need something to drink. Inventory is working. Helmet is removable. Magic bottle out of my butt is not activated. Let's try this one. Pull the bottle out. a problem. Where do you buy the RSI Fat Man suit, Zarek? You can. It's a pledge item. You can buy it on the pledge store. It's 3 different variants. Alright, let's split this. Split this. Chuck it on the floor and see what happens. Let's go have a look and see if our gems are here. Yeah, I really like this exploration suit. But that's doesn't look right to me. Loot? What do you mean by loot? Oh, it seems like Star Citizen is being a little bit Star Citizen-y. Star Citizen-y. Having a moment. Bad Russian 1 joining us on YouTube. How are you? Damn, this Zeus looks so cozy. It is a lovely ship. In fact, do we have anything that's more easily accessible in the mess hall? We do not. We've got an empty bottle up there. Nothing in the magic cupboard. Does be empty. Okay. Back to menu. 9% hydration. Things are going to start getting blurry in a minute. Do a quick region hop. How is the ROC performing, Mitchell? Very well. Very well. When we get on a server that actually works nicely, like we had 10.5 hours of fun the other day. I can't believe we did 10.5 hours of ROC mining. Head back to Australia and see what happens. And so when you get on a server that works, it can be a huge amount of fun. ROCs have never lasted that long. Lasers didn't align with the arm and such, or power would not come on. They do have issues every now and then, but you know, they generally get resolved. Either by a process of getting in and out, turning it on, turning it off. Every now and then I'll end up with a ROC that, you know, that issue that you're talking about, the arm being, you know, unaligned, becomes a significant enough issue to retrieve a new one. There we go. A butt bottle. Let's drink this. It's good to hear it's viable. It is. You know, I have a tendency to get a little bit out of control with my ambitions. Especially now, you know, given the changes to how, you know, we store gems in boxes and stuff. But I have a tendency to try and push things a little bit too far. So I think over the weekend we lost about, I don't know, I want to say 2.5 million credits worth of gems because I was like, him do one more patch. And then we end up in the situation where there's one more crash. And we lose boxes and boxes of gems. But I have had a couple of payouts. I think this ROC might be having a problem. Speaking of ROCs having a problem. Is that a Pembroke? No, this is the RSI exploration suit. In the Solar variant. Heavy armor. The backpack, nice and slick, sleek, small. It's not like the big puffy balloon like the Pembroke. It's a big backpack, holds 180 gems. It is from the pledge store. This Batman suit is only for concierge. I don't, well, I don't think so. I think it's probably on the pledge store, maybe on the subscriber store. It may not be on the regular pledge store. Maybe it might be subscriber only. I don't think I pledged for this one. It probably came in my subscription at some point in time. Maybe the issues we were having with the inventory have made my rock a little skew. If look at this, we fly 2.6 kilometers and we find another cluster. 10 nodes, 6,200 gems, being 620 on the old RS signature. So thus, therefore, 6,200 is a little patch of 10 nodes on a hill again. That's alright, we'll see how many of these we sacrifice to the great earthworm beneath us. And whether we are actually going to have a problem with our rock and must therefore return to Gaslight to pick up a new one. And if that is the case, I shall be disappointed. Because this rock has my Hadanite scheme on it. Ooh. Open storage. All it needed was a quick move around. It does seem, though, that we got no gems from that previous cluster. That's okay. You win some, you lose some. And Star Citizen's kind of like a casino. You can have a good day sometimes, but more often than not, you lose. Oh, let's go. Nice little cluster of 10 nodes. Atreyu. He created this monster. Now, the rock is an addict. Topaz, that's the RSI Zeus. The Mark II. Oh, goodness me. The CL, the cargo variant. That was released last year. Beautiful ship. Does have a tractor beam, doesn't it? I forget about that. Use that to get my rock in and out. From the you've probably got to be in the co-pilot seat, right? How much cargo does it hold? Might see if I can get it in game. I think it's 128 SCU. Maybe 124. Somewhere around there. 124, 126, 128. Somewhere around there. Hauling is a mess though, so you're just selling ore, Mitchell. Yeah, when the missions start working again properly, I'm really looking forward to doing some of that. Starting to rebuild my reputation. But I'm mostly just rock mining at the moment because the mission systems are a little bit skew-if. But there's not much incentive to try and grind up my reputation. So we're just out here, super chill, mine some rocks, make some money when we can, and just wait for the patch to get stabilized a little bit before we worry too much about progression. Laser power. CT saying, before I mine all of this, you may want to check the rock is even filling up. Worried your gems are going missing. If they're going missing, it doesn't matter. go. I'm just here to chill out for a little bit after work, man. Everyone who follows After Dark knows that I'm not fussed what happens with these gems. I'm enjoying the process of mining them. Kind of like brewing beer. I enjoy the process of brewing beer, but I don't necessarily enjoy drinking it. I don't really drink very much. But that doesn't stop me from brewing hundreds of liters of beer. And then either giving it to my friends or my neighbor to distill or just chucking it in the sink. Just enjoy the process. And so that's all I'm doing right now is just, decombobulating after my shift. And if we get some gems, that's good. And if we don't, then I shall have had a grand time in the attempt. I can't expect too much. Star Citizen can decide to be Star Citizen at any point in time. And steal all of it from me anyway. Zarek, you were looking at harvestable prices. Copian Horn sells for about 34 AUEC. Would adding a 0 to that make hunting worth it? Yeah, exactly. It's really disappointing to see both the Copians, the quasi-grazers, the birds, their harvestables just aren't worth anything, and therefore, becoming a hunter, there's just, from a financial, incentive, that just doesn't exist. $340 per Copian killed. Packs between 5 and 7. That's about 2k per pack. I mean, all the game loops kind of need to be balanced from a financial perspective. And if they want people to be hunting these creatures and going out and, I think perhaps one of the things may be the fact that the Copians, for example, have missions tied into them. So that you can do those missions. They don't really pay a huge amount of money, but, you can do those missions and, you earn a payout from the contract manager, right? And so perhaps because of that, they've said, okay, well, people can do the missions and get paid. And if we add in, the horns being 350 credits each, they're going to be making too much money from these missions. I don't know. But, some people don't enjoy just doing missions and missions and missions. I'm an opportunist, sort of. If I'm out here rock mining and I come across a herd of quasi-grazers and I'm like, oh, hang on, there's 11 of them down there, rather than the usual 4 or 5. I'm going to stop down, get a rifle out, take out these poor cows, steal all their eggs, because this opportunity is going to net me another, 9 grand. So yes, the harvestables from the creatures need to have a 0 added to the end. Topaz just sold a bunch of salvage, but it didn't give me the money. Oh dear. Yeah, things are a little rough right now. Things does not seem to be functioning the way they are supposed to function. i.e. Star Citizen as usual. Rhino, how are you, my friend? Just can't stay away, can you? I play every day, man. As I was saying, I would have been doing this anyway. I normally play for a little bit after work. Either run a few bunkers or something, or just, But given I'm here on Pyro, I would have done a little bit of rock mining anyway, so I thought, look, I'll throw a stream on, unscheduled. Have a bit of a chat with people and say howdy. Mine the clusters of Hadanite I would have been mining anyway. And then off into bed. Jim Flags joined us on YouTube. Sorry I'm missing some of the chat here. Hope everyone's keeping well. How much are you averaging? I made like 500k last time I went to Pyro. I don't really know, because I've lost so much because I pushed things a little bit too far. What have I sold so far mining on in Pyro? Well, the first couple of sessions that I did that were like this, right? You know, game for a couple of hours a day, either in, you know, one session or log on, mine a patch or two, log off, bed log in the ship, log back on, another patch 2 kilometers away. The first run I sold was 2.4 million, or 2.4 and a half, or 2.45 million. The second run that I did was about 1.45 million. And then since then, we haven't had a sell, or a big one at least anyway. We've lost more gems than most people would be comfortable with. I think when we counted it up on the weekend, I think we've lost 7,500 gems because I pushed things a little bit too far. Instead of going, I've got enough gems, let's go and sell them. Missions ask for 10 to 15 kills. That's just 3,400 to 5k extra per mission. About the same for a bunker, slightly worse actually, yeah. The whole harvesting and becoming a hunter thing needs to have a rethink. Because I would totally love to hunt animals and become a copian killer. It would be sweet if their horns had different qualities, which I'm sure will be a thing, right? They had different sizes, and they have different qualities. And so that a collector might pay you for like a premium, extra large copian horn. But then the horns that are just ground up into meal and used in whatever, you know, they'd only pay you 340 per horn. But when you come across one of the really large, super high quality horns, they might be like 5 grand, 6 grand. Something like that would be sweet. This is why you like hauling, Jim, because you don't need a mission? Yeah, exactly. I mean, and rock mining and salvaging, and most of the industrial professions are like that. You don't really need a mission. It really will be quite nice when we have all the guilds, though. We have, you know, reputation and progression possibilities, so that if you wanted to align yourself with a guild or a faction and do missions, hauling missions, rock mining missions, salvage missions, you would, you know, be accruing benefits, potential benefits. And not just more money, but access to locations that perhaps you might not be able to go to, you know, in-game, you know, rewards is the wrong, you know, sort of, well, it's not the wrong term, but, you know, when you reach a certain level within the guild, you receive access to, you know, items in the game that perhaps you wouldn't be able to get access to without being sort of, that level of guild member. Junkyard and in Space has joined us on Twitch. How are you, my friend? Can we get a freelancer Max being pulled by a team of space cows giving out gifts next year? Yeah, that would be sweet. And with crafting, making copian kebab, Grey's egg omelette, and a weird alien salad. Oh man, so many things. H2M, how are you? G, you're on late. Yeah, I finished up work. Ducked home. Well, I didn't duck home, I came home because I finished work. And as I was explaining, I would have logged on and done a little bit of rock mining here, thrown a few more gems in the crate that's inside the Zeus. And then gone to bed sort of around 6:30 or so, 6:37. And And so I thought, given I'm going to be here doing this anyway... Oh, look at that ramp's not landed very nicely, is it? I thought I might as well press that go live button. Have a bit of a chat. See what people are up to. Chill out for a little bit. Oh yes, look at that sunset. Oh, this camera in the rock is not amazing. I know this is not an actual node, but let's fake it for the screenshot. I posted another awesome sunset on the Discord from work over at the Melbourne Spaceport. It's really nice starting doing those 7 till 3 shifts, because I always get to see a beautiful sunset. Especially during summer. So yes, a very unusual time for me to be on. But I'm thoroughly enjoying the rock mining at the moment. I am very keen, and we need to see, you know, how the mission systems go over the next couple of weeks, and the, you know, patches and hotfixes and stuff that CIG will put in to get things sorted out. Keen to see how they go, because I am missing doing bunkers, and with the way that the server FPS is at the moment, and the fact that the fight's actually real, I'm looking forward to getting back into doing some of those. I was thinking about that before the stream. I was like, oh, maybe I could take what I've got. I'll duck back to Stanton and go run some bunkers until we come back on the weekend for some more rock mining. But then I was like, nah, it's late. I just want some super chill. Don't do that. See, this ramp is not like the Carracks, right? Where I can actually do a multi-point turn on the Carracks ramp. I can't do that on this one. Actually, this might not be too bad of a problem. Can I jump up here? Oh, yeah, sweet, okay. I was thinking I might have to put the rock hanging off the ramp a little bit, so I can get up into the seat. We can jump onto the ramp, it's no big issue. I would like to collect a couple of hundred gems tonight. Well, I would like to collect a couple of patches or a couple of 100 gems. Every little patch helps. Add to the coffers. Oh god. Nine-tail bunkers are working right. Should be We did our mercenary certification on Argo's account when we did episode 11 of A Life Uncharted. So, and that was great fun. So I'm assuming they're working. Alright, almost an SCU in that box. 984 gems. We shan't say no to that. We'll fill up this box. Maybe I'll fill this box tonight before I go to bed. What's the time? 5:15. But hour and a half or so. Activate the Toby. This is one of the reasons why I love prospecting, why I love rock mining. It's just chasing the sun and these never-ending beautiful views. Really looking forward to exploring Pyro with one of my other accounts. It will be primarily based out here. Small patch of gems, 3. Individual nodes. What's that? That's a nice cluster. That was close. It's way too easy to find Hadanite out here right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Look at that. It's a lovely patch. An absolutely lovely patch. Trip and falls are some of the most common causes of workplace injury. $180k for this little patch here. Hey John. It's nice to come across these big patches, and that one was just, you know, pure chance. Just sort of pop up just underneath us as we were flying over. Fracture mode. You want to see how they do the soul system H2O and how good it will look? I don't mind how good it looks, I just want to know what it's going to contribute to the game. Topaz, yeah, I don't think you can buy the Zeus in game yet because it's such a new release. I don't think it will be available in game until it's normally 3 patch cycles. So maybe middle of the year. Get the C1 Spirit. Take a trip over to Crusader. You can buy the C1 Spirit in game. The C1 Spirit is a wonderful rock mining ship. Also a cargo ship. It's got some, I think it's only 64 SCU of freight though in the C1. Which seems strange because the C1 seems to have a bigger hold than the Zeus does. The C1 you can fit 2 rocks quite comfortably. It's quite wide. Fit 2 rocks side by side quite comfortably. But I think it's only 64 SEU of cargo. But it's a beautiful rock mining ship. It sounds lovely. Its boost is meaty and grunty. Flies really well. Very responsive, nimble. Did we one hit that one? Or was I too impatient? I think we'll just let them fracture. It's a walkway with a little cargo. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the Crusader ships are like that. I really wish we could go into third person when we're rock mining without the laser. Going a bit skew-if. Be nice just to set the laser like this. It's set. We're not going to go into the overcharge range and just be in third person mode when the rock breaks, when the node breaks. What is happening to the rock right now? What are we taking damage from? I have a whole bunch of gems stuck on the end of the extractor. This is unusual. Thought we might be getting shot from it then. Because the whole up, you can see up on the top left, the rock was flashing red on the front and back. And Night Shift, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining us on YouTube. That goes your time in the verse. It's very well, mate. Having a lovely time. Pretty chill session after work. I'm a little tired. Our energy is low. Just having a chill session, man. Look at that, laser arm is all red. That's lovely to see. It's gonna be so nice when we get engineering right and I can have a look and see what I can do to fix that. Patch it up. Get it operational. Keep it operational. As long as we can finish this cluster, I'll be happy. There's a clog in the line. Extracting gems too quick. Found out last night they do damage to you and you have to manually clear it. It's a bug, but not gonna lie, it's kind of a cool mechanic. Yeah, 100%, man. I like that. Something's gone wrong. You got to get out. You got to fix it. I'd be quite happy if they kept that as a feature. I'd like to see that sort of happen if you're extracting too quickly. Yeah, like you tried to take too much too fast and now you have to clear it. Yeah, exactly. Excuse me. Professional. Yeah, we talk about it every stream. All the wonderful things they could do with raw money. But today we're just here to chill out. Grab a couple of extra gems for the boxes. Or I need to duck to bed. Or head to bed, I suppose. We are not alone. Been mining out in Pyro. Which planet has the Hadanite on it? Yeah, we are on Ignis. It's one of the moons around Pyro 5. I was about to say 4, but then I morphed it into 5. Pyro 5, we're on the moon Ignis. And there's just Hadanite everywhere. We have a visitor. Hello, Mr. Skeet Skeet. That's funny. I've been discovered. Hello, Skeet Skeet. It's not me, says H2O in a cuddy black for once. Did you just happen upon me, Skeet Skeet? That's amazing. I don't know how big the moons are here. Obviously the system of Pyro is way bigger than Stanton. But I don't know if the planets and the moons are bigger or if they're the same size. Or of a similar size. Just happen to be in the same region. Hey, Skeet Skeet. It doesn't happen very often. It really would be wonderful to see, you know, a rock mining refractor. And like, I've happened upon Skeet, right? One of our friends here. And that now we could hook up and go rock mining together, right? Or have something pre-arranged with a group and all that sort of stuff. So that we can break some of the bigger nodes together that neither of us would be able to break separately. Or you come across another person out here that you don't know and you're like, hey man, you know, let's hook up, let's form a party. I saw a cool cluster over here. I dropped a quantum beacon on it. Or a locator beacon or something like that. Let's party up. Let's go break that huge rock over there. Split it 50-50. Oh, you've got a DS as well? I've got a DS too, man. Oh, with 2 DSs we can break that big rock that's there, blah blah blah, etc etc. There was a patch of hand minables over there near that massive rock. Did you bring a mining tool? I've got a spare one. Gobble those up too. Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's make a party, fellow rock nerd. And go break the rocks that we can't break by ourselves. You had hand minables I couldn't crack on my own earlier. Why couldn't you crack the hand minables, Rhino? Did you find some hand minables out here? Sounds like a legitimate bromance. Stephen McFall on YouTube. How are you, my friend? Thanks for joining in. You were in a cave, hey? And you found some hand minables you couldn't break alone. That's awesome. I love that. Got a cluster of 200 plus gem. Let's chill there a bit. I got a cluster of 200 plus gems. Ah, far out. Got my foot caught in my pedals. Ended the night with that and stored my ship with the gems in a 2SU crate. Went to continue mining the next day, and upon retrieving my ship, it blew up in the hangar. Yeah, these are the frustrating things right now. Hopefully, in 2025, we see a whole bunch of stability come to the game. There's enough for us to do, enough for us to enjoy. All the major pillars, tech pillars are there. Let's have a little bit of stability this year. That'd be wonderful. Less falling through the planet. Less hangar explosions. Less glitches. Less 30Ks. Less server errors. It's the year we dream of. I would love to right now be able to repair the laser arm on this rock. Or have a spare laser arm in the ship, right? You know, and be able to swap it out. Set up something real quick on my voice attack because I'm mining with my keyboard and mouse, but my ping key is on my stick, so whenever I need to ping, I need to take my hand off my stick, move it over around the microphone arm, press the button, move back into it. So I think what we might quickly do is set up a very quick command here. And just to keep it thematic, we might say highlight gems. Nyx is next before the end of the year. Nyx is this year. Castra not too long after. It's pretty exciting, man. It's pretty exciting. When the improvements to all their tools, we'll start to see systems coming online faster and faster and faster. Hopefully we get to the point where they can release 2 systems a year. That'd be nice. Full of cool, wonderful locations, different biomes, missions, people, NPCs, stories, quest lines. new factions, agencies, guilds. I like gems. That would be wonderful. 9 likes over there on the old YouTube for this very casual, chill stream. I haven't put up a target because we're not going to be going crazy tonight. But I appreciate everyone who's chilling out with me tonight. The raiders who are still lurking there in the background. From the Extreme Beards raid earlier in the stream. I like gems. Rude Boy saying they want 5 systems running by 1.0. Yeah, that was the word, hey, and I think that would be entirely, possible. 3 more nodes in this little cluster of 15. This song that's playing, Gravitated by Edgar Hoop. Actually, I should look up and see what other tracks he's got. This one is very Pyro-esque music for me. Just realised I've got a key on my keyboard also for scanning or pinging. Good music, the ambience of it is perfect for Pyro. Yeah. In fact, I think we're about to break this rock just as the song crescendos and ends and cuts out. Oh no, we're going to break the rock just before it. Might have a quick look. Got quite a few songs on Epidemic Sound. We'll play through his discography. Head through his library. Pyro 4 is your favorite planet moon, whatever you call it. Has great ambience music associated with it. Is that Bloom? Is Pyro 4 Bloom? Because I've heard that the music on Bloom is absolutely wonderful. Have I been there yet? No. All I've done so far in Pyro is come here to find the Hadanite. And that's it. I'll probably log on my other account and during the week. Like I said, I normally play for a little bit after work or before work, or just log on for half an hour. So I'll get that other account over here. And enjoy a little bit of Pyro. Explore around a little bit. It's not Bloom. Yeah, do a little sightseeing trip around. Decide which faction I want to align myself with. I think for that account, for Curtis Crouch, I shall align him with the Headhunters. And this account I'll probably align with the Citizens for Prosperity. There's 3 factions, right? That you can align with for missions and stuff like that. $1,400 gems in the box. I am going to set a short target. We've got an hour left. See if we can get to 25 likes in that hour. Hang on, wait, go back. Now there was another patch quite close to us. I don't think it was a big one, but we'll have a look. Hadanite. 3 gems, 7 gems. Let's go get these 7 gems over here, these 7 nodes. Wait a minute. For some reason, every time you go to Pyro, Ruboy, Pyro 4, you feel like you're in the movie Legends of the Fall. The old Brad Pitt. The old epic Brad Pitt movie. I don't know what Legends of the Fall. Whoa, right here. A couple more patches and then we'll be done, I reckon. If I can fill another box and run that over to Gaslight, that will be quite nice. Because then I think during the week I'll be able to fill another box. Because this box was already sort of like half full, or, you know, a quarter full before the stream. But we had about 600 gems in there. And we can fill this box tonight, or during this session, before I hit the sack. Then, Platty trying flying. I do normally only stream on the weekends, yes. But I thought, listen, I'm going to be here doing a bit of mining anyway before I go to bed after my shift. I'll pop on a little stream, see if anyone turns up, say howdy, have a little chat, gather up my gems, so we can have a nice collection of them to sell on the weekend. So we won't be here for too much longer. One more patch. Just one more patch. How are you, by the way, Bloody? Thank you for joining me on Twitch. You're having a wonderful day. Or a wonderful evening. As we chill out listening to the music by Ed Cahoop over on Epidemic Sound. There's one track that always comes up in my playlist of his that I added that just fits Pyro so well that I thought, let's go over and have a look at his profile, or load up his whole discography and play through it. It's a bit Star Wars-ish, isn't it? I'm getting full Jawa vibes from this. Not Jawa, Ewok vibes from this. You're okay, Platty? Aside from being away from home until Wednesday? On a business trip, are you? Or does your work often take you away from home? You had to swap over, Rude Boy. Drop a like. Thank you, mate. I don't think we'll hit the 25 likes. We're unscheduled, unannounced. at an odd time. It's nice to have a goal, isn't it? This is total Ewok. something like we're right now the scene is in the Ewok village, and you know, yeah, that's all I've got right now. The Carrick standalone. Well, I did notice, Acorn, when we were looking yesterday, and I was talking about the, you know, the Zeus, you know, the CL versus the ES and the MR. And I went to have a look to see if I could upgrade the CL to the ES. And I noticed that the Carrick was there as an upgrade option. Which means that it's for sale on the pledge store. You work away, do you, Platty? But the money is good. Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. One of my elder brother is always trying to convince me to be a FIFO worker and go work in the mines in Earth. But, yeah, I don't know if I could do that. But the money is good. I think he does 2 weeks on, 1 week off. Or it might even be 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. You essentially work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. And then you have a whole bunch of time off. Standalone ships, the Carrick, hey? I love the Carrick. I think he does six days a week. I think they get 1 week off, 1 day off in the week. Maybe it is 7 days. I can't remember. Does this Carrick? It comes with the. Oh no, this is just a standalone Carrick. It doesn't come with Pisces, hey. Carrick, 6 months insurance. Carrick name reservation and the VFG industrial hangar. But it doesn't come with the Pisces, does it? The Carrick with the C8X. Carrick Expedition with the C8X and the Carrick Expedition. All Carracks come with a C8 and an Ursa, do they? It's not mentioned there in the description. That's something that you get as part of the pledge. Excuse me, you're 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, but you usually go home Wednesdays in between. Wow, I think that would be tough, man. I'm glad the money's good. Why do I want one Acorn when I've already got one as a loner? I don't know. Because then I can put the name back on the Queen Charlotte. Read the description, it's right there. That's it. The Anvil Carrack features reinforced fuel tanks for long-range flight, an advanced jump drive, and a dedicated computer core for jumping charting coordinates. For jump charting operations. Originally a military exclusive, the Carrack is now available for civilian use. On-board accommodations include crew medical and repair facilities, and a mapping-orientated sensor suite. The Carrack sets the standard for pathfinding and exploration. Every Carrack also comes equipped with 2 additional craft. Anvil's own specifically designed Pisces snub and an RSI Ursa rover. Have I been attacked while mining in Pyro yet? Outside of a chance encounter with Skeet, one of my friends who's also here in the chat at the moment, I've seen nobody else out here. So I guess that chance encounter could have gone a completely different way. But normally, I think when rock miners bump into each other, kind of like prospectors when they bump into each other, you sort of like nod and wave and keep going. I think it would have to be a dedicated, pirate who was out here just flying around hoping that they randomly bumped into someone who was rock mining. I've never been attacked, ever, anywhere, rock mining. There's a general misconception that that as soon as you step into Pyro you're going to be killed, and that everywhere in Pyro is super dangerous. And I think that's a misconception, even though I haven't been anywhere in Pyro, simply because it's been made to be out to be this lawless system, right? But the fact of the matter, I think, is that you're only really going to run into danger if you're in dangerous places. If you're just out here in the middle of nowhere, where there is nobody else, then the chances of someone stumbling upon you is incredibly small. Obviously, if you go to, hotspots or places where there's likely to be other people, for example, like Jackson Swap, one of the places to go to sell gems here in Pyro, it's an outpost. There's gonna be people there. Why? Because it's an outpost. People are going to that outpost to do things. But if you're just out here randomly mining, I've seen a few people flying into Gaslight as I've flown in to go drop off boxes or pick up boxes or go refuel but no. Yeah, we turned the music up because there was an epic track playing. Turn it back down a little bit. So the only difference between the base and the Expedition is the skin. The Expedition was the civilian variant that came out when it started being made for the civilian market. Okay. Skeet Skeet, you just dropped in from OM1. Yeah, exactly. And you know, this is part of the reason why I don't like dropping in from OM1, because it's such a known thing for rock miners to go up to OM1 and drop down to the planet. Because OM1 is between the sun and the planet. So if you go up to OM1 and you fly down, you're always going to be in daylight. And because that's such a known thing, you know, I'm pretty sure that any intelligent pirate who's interested in pirating rock miners would therefore have an understanding of how rock miners operate and would go up to OM1 and fly down. And then they're far more likely to be in the general area you are, like I am, and hence how Skeet Skeet bumped into me. So, something to keep in mind, that, you know, I very rarely go to OM1 and jump down. It just coincidentally seemed to happen like that this time. D146, oh, joining us on YouTube. How are you, my friend? May I ask what body you're mining on? We find lots on Terminus, but it's always one rock per scanner contact. Yeah, here on Ignis. There is more Hadanite here than it really should be. There's another... I wonder what that is. 3.7 kilometers away. Like, you don't really have to travel very far here. Oh god, the ramp has done this thing again. It's alright, we can jump up onto that. Let's just get the rock aboard. We'll find out what that little cluster is about. Platty, I'm quite capable of getting myself killed without any help from another player. Narcoleptic Nobody has joined us on YouTube again. My friend, how are you? Thank you for popping in for this impromptu before I go to bed rock mining session. Let's jump over a little bit. Move forward a little bit. Buddy, you've spent hours mining on Daymar and can count on one hand the number of other players I've seen. Yeah. It's, you know, I've never run into anyone. It's such a rare thing. But I think some people have just had, you know, too many occasions where they've bumped into someone and it's gone badly. It either really does seem to be in Star Citizen two sides with very little in the middle. You've either had a fantastic experience and have fantastic experiences all the time, or you're in constant, you know, state of, you know, problems. Thank you, by the way, D146. Oh. Haven't seen your name in the chat before. Welcome over there on YouTube, my ancestral home. Single node. $3,720.
Twitch is broadcasting a new follower alert, sir.
6.
Platty Trying Flying is now following on Twitch. Welcome to After Dark.
Thanks for the follow, mate. Welcome in. Little cluster of 6 nodes over here. What's that? That's that single. That's popped up too. Oh, another patch of 6. 2. 6. And 4.5 kilometers away, another patch of 6. Whoa, that's the wrong button. Already have my landing gear down. Could have been disastrous. Where did those notes go? There they are. What am I doing, man? I don't think we turned the ship off. I think in my button mashing, we pressed the get up before I pressed the turn engines off. Yes. We go engines off. Right, so I think we'll get this cluster, we'll get the next cluster. I think that will fill our box. I'll head off to Gaslight, drop the box off, pick up another one, come back and we'll bed log and continue the adventures next time. Might have a crack at one patch before I go to work tonight. Nothing in the back, I don't know why I did that. Because I am tired and it is bedtime soon. Thank you for being here, my friend. No need to thank me. I'm just a random nerd in computer games and streaming it on the internet. But I thank you for being here and popping in and saying howdy. Oh dear. Not sure how I feel about that. Need to move the ship. Because that could get itself into a situation very quickly where it decides to just start bouncing off into space. The landing gear doth not be on the ground anymore. Much better. Once we've filled this box, as I said before, I think I can fill one more before the weekend. And then on the weekend we'll be able to fill another one for sure. And then we can do a great big sell or run back to Stanton. A couple of boxes of gems to sell. Hopefully get back there and make some cash buck dollary doos. Having said earlier to whoever was asking, I can't quite remember, about advice for, starting streaming, and having given some advice saying that make sure that you're always talking about something, just in case, people are popping into your stream to come and check out what's going on, and all they see is you just sitting there doing this. And having said that, make sure that you're talking about things. Either the game, or what you're enjoying, or, what you're looking forward to next, or... so that when people do pop in, they get to listen to something and decide, do I like this person? A, do they speak English, or my language? Are they interesting to listen to? What's their audio quality like? Is this a place that perhaps I might be able to get some information about, something that, we share in common? And there I was, finding myself just vaguing out, watching, minding, listening to the music, enjoying the chill. Your voice is a lot quieter today and the game is very loud. No, it's because I'm tired. It's super early in the morning. Everybody in the house is asleep. And I'm trying to keep things just a few notches lower than we normally do here at After Dark. So I can move the microphone a little bit closer. Because I'm mumbling a little bit. So if you move the microphone a little bit closer, that should improve the quality of the sound. It's Crouch After Dark, After Dark. It's true, the sun's going to be up shortly. That is my signal to go to bed. This is kind of normally where I have the microphone. But given the changes to the sound systems that we're using at the moment, and during the normal streams on the weekend, where I'm full power, the microphone must be moved further away. So thank you for the reminder that while I'm in these in this state of just super chill, where I'm talking quietly, I'm relaxed, and we're not getting super excited about things, but I can bring the microphone back up to my face, where I'm so used to it being. Gobble, gobble. I think there were about 1,600 gems in the hopper. So we need this patch and a bigger one, or this patch and the next patch of 6, and then one more and the box will be full. And by that stage, that'll be a good point. Of hours of gaming to say that's my play session for today. So in a couple of hours of gaming, what have I managed to achieve? I don't know. If we fill the box, we would have collected, I want to say we had 600 in the box at the beginning of the stream, maybe a little less. So let's say 1,500 gems. 1,500 times 437. That's what we've managed to achieve during what will probably be 3-hour session. I don't know how much that's worth. 1,500 gems times 437. That obviously does, rely or count on the fact that we're going to get the gems back to Gaslight, and then at some point get them from Gaslight back to market to sell. That's 750k as an acorn. So it's 250k an hour. Not bad for just sitting here chilling out, watching little green bars move up and down. Listen to some cool music from Edgar Hoop, I'm gonna say. G'day Uber Smith, joining us on YouTube. How are you, my friend? Just got to unmute the stream after a work meeting. Hope all is going well. Just one more patch. That's where we are at the moment, just one more patch. After this, we just need one more, if it's a good patch, to fill our box. So certainly just one more patch should do it. That ship's light is super bright. We landed super close as well. So we've only got 87 gems in the hopper. So we'll get another sort of 50 or 60 or so out of these two nodes. So yeah, we're going to need just one more patch. We're going to need one more good patch. Vaguing out again, just watching that bar. But I did say it was going to be chill. Game down a little bit. Oh man, I keep jamming my feet. So underneath the desk are my sim pedals, right? 3 pedals. And I've got my foot turned on an angle in between the brake and the clutch. And every now and then I turn my foot back around and it slips in between the 2 pedals and gets jammed. Oh boy. Skeet, my friend. Every time I take off from a patch, I don't even get to altitude before another one pops. Yeah. It's ridiculous how much Hadanite there is here on Ignis. I don't know if that's intentional. I don't know if it's something that's going to be, rebalanced. I don't know if there's supposed to be a mix of gems here. I've never seen anything other than Hadanite. But for the moment, it's everywhere. Just fly off from one patch and just, hop down to the next one. Fly from that one and just hop down to the next one. Alright, we gobbled all of those. You can see the hopper gremlin in there counting them. He's stopped. No, he hasn't. Having a little break. Needed some cruise. Alright, I think that's everything. Oh no. Some gems went flying over this way, underneath the ship. Just make sure we get these. 437 credits. Looks good to me. Yeah, so Ignis might get very, very busy, man. If this is the place to come. And then everyone's going to be here. It might get very, very busy indeed. One gem shy of 150. So we need a cluster of like 9 or so to fill the box. That's 3. That's 6. $3.4. And this is 10 over here. This is what we need. Perfect. Three patches around us. 3, 6, and 10. Really is. I don't think that this is intentional. It just. Oh, look at that. The colors here in Pyro are just gorgeous. Fracture mode. Fire up the laser. Full power to the laser. Full laser power. Less laser power. Less laser power. I could do this for hours, and we have, clearly. Tonight, on the weekend, a 10.5-hour rock mining stream. That was crazy. 83 likes on that stream. Over 10.5 hours. Here at After Dark, that's unheard of. It was absolutely epic. also in chill mode for that session, but certainly not the same level of chill that we have going on right now. A Million Upheavals by Ed Cahoop. I've enjoyed every single one of these tracks. I think they fit perfectly with this activity. Cooper Smith picked up a ROC in-game last night but didn't have time to try it out. Have a prospector, but get a little tired of finding mostly things too big to crack. Yeah, I've been hearing that quite a bit now. That there's just lots of big stuff around that might be fine for a multi-crewed mole. Or a well-tuned solo mole. I'll have to jump into the Prospector at some stage. I do enjoy it. And get out there and have a look. The mining missions and the mining factions and the guilds and stuff are really going to make that much more interesting for me. Because, you know, coming back to what we were talking about on the weekend about your efforts in the game having an influence, right? So, for example, you know, having a guild that says, you know, we need this. All of a sudden that just takes away the, you know, the onus on me to have to make a decision about what I do, right? What am I going to go mine? Anything I find, or am I going to, you know, prioritize tier ones? Am I going to chase the money? You know, what am I going to do? But as soon as we get missions or guild activity that says, you know, we need 600 SCU of iron, and if you can bring us 600 SCU of iron, you'll get XYZ, then you know, I'll be out there mining iron, rather than sort of like, oh, what's the most valuable thing? Kind of like this, right? You know, I'm just mining Hadanite because it's the most valuable thing. But all of a sudden, if the, you know, a manufacturing guild or a mining guild or a merchants guild or something said, you know, we need, you know, 40 SCU of Dolavine and 12 of Aphorite and 6 of Hadanite, now I've got a goal to work towards that I haven't had to worry about thinking about. And it takes away the boredom of the never-ending quest for the most valuable item. And what would make that even more interesting is if that quest, mission, goal, whatever, of the guild had an influence on the game. For example, that material was required because all of the Pisces had been sold. And for more Pisces to be available in the game for people to buy, the players, the community, would need to be out there, you know, contributing those resources or those materials through the different guilds, through the different missions of their own accord, so that those Pisces could actually be manufactured. And could you imagine like a weapon shortage? There's, you know, there's not enough iron to keep producing weapons. So if people want to be buying weapons to go and do missions, you better make sure that there's some people out there mining iron. So all this stuff I'm looking forward to coming into the game progressively as things continue to develop. All the crafting and the resource gathering and all the specialists specializing in, you know, mining iron, ice, ore, aluminium, Hadanite, diamonds, all that sort of stuff. It's going to make everything feel way more alive. And that will obviously happen, it's just going to take time. And that I'm perfectly happy with. But that doesn't mean I can't look forward to it. Skeet had the pleasure to witness my not so angelic side today in game. Acorn, what did you do? You gotta have some time off. You F12'd out of there. Oh boy. The good old chat and the F12 key. Sometimes it gets to that point where you're like, nah, I'm just turning the chat off, man. Topaz, and you could put an order in for a ship for when the materials are available to build. Yeah, you know, all of this sort of dynamic economy stuff would be amazing. For example, you know, someone buys a ship in game, right? And it's not instantly delivered to you, it's ordered. And it has to be manufactured, right? But if there's not enough material to manufacture the ship, then, you know, the player who's ordered the ship will be sent a notification via the mobiGlas. There's a delay in your order because there's not enough tungsten. When more tungsten becomes available, the ship can be completed. And then the game will start triggering through the guilds and, you know, factions and stuff. We need tungsten. Now players who have no idea what that tungsten's going to be used for know, tungsten's in demand. I'll go and get some tungsten. Now imagine that happening with everything. All of a sudden you've got an economy. If people would just chill out a little bit and understand that, you know, the game is a slow burn. I guess well, right now we're in alpha, so everything's just here for testing and gathering information and, you know, laying the framework for the game. But there is a culture that has developed in the game because of that environment of urgency and immediacy. I need as much money as I can, as fast as I can. It's all you ever hear from people. How much money do you make an hour? And that culture is not good for a game where you need to have, or when you would like to have, not a player driven but a player influenced economy where, for example in this scenario, someone wants to buy a ship and there might be all the resources available for that ship to be manufactured and sold, fine, but as soon as you buy it you're not going to get it straight away. It still needs to be made, and that might take 15 minutes, 4 hours, 24 hours, whatever. Kind of like the refinery system, right? You lodge an order in the refinery and it's not immediately available. You have to wait. Sometimes, literally, I've had orders take up to 72 hours before. If that was the case when people bought ships, then the expectation that as soon as I order a ship, and the fact that it's going to take time, would be perfectly acceptable. And what that allows for then is the game to be able to say, okay, we don't have enough materials. Let's spawn some missions, let's send some contracts out to the guilds. Someone in chat was like, I'm new, and dropped in that they were a girl. And I told Global that their account was almost a year old and that they were in an org. You can see where this is going, Slash. There'll be no ranting. There'll be no carrying on. It's just an old sleepy man playing some Star Citizen before he goes to bed, dreaming about the possibilities. It's definitely more interesting to gather resources when there is a purpose for them. Uber Smith, you are 100% correct. And if that purpose is always just going to be money, then it gets boring very quickly. You know, there's a certain quality, a certain level of satisfaction in knowing that what you're doing, for example, me mining all this Hadanite, is going to have an influence on other people's gameplay. And right now it doesn't. It's just more credits in my bank that's going to sit there and nothing's going to happen with it. But knowing that, you know, the Hadanite that I'm mining and, you know, where I sell it, and, you know, I might, for example, mine heaps of Hadanite. Me, my crew, my friends, and we all go back to Han to sell our Hadanite because that's what we do. That in itself might create an imbalance in the distribution of Hadanite because there's not enough Hadanite in other locations because everyone's selling it at Han or, you know, Ruin or wherever. That then triggers transport missions. Somebody has ordered a ship in this area and it can't be manufactured in that area because in that area aren't enough resources. So now, not only do we have missions being spawned for, you know, resource gatherers, but we have missions being spawned for haulers to go and bring some Hadanite from Han to Orison. All of this sort of stuff is, you know, what Tony Z was talking about in his Quanta system, and, you know, resources coming in, resources going out. A wonderful dream that if they could get it working would be amazing. Topaz, you just got this game before Christmas and hired a prospector and a Cutlass Black and did the grind to get my vulture. Lots of learning, which I enjoyed, including refining. Now prepping for when the cargo missions are reliable enough, but slowing the gameplay down a lot. Got this game before Christmas. So you've done quite a lot since Christmas, man. It's incredible. Well, welcome to Star Citizen. Welcome to the verse, man. Your brother helped point you in the right direction and answered a lot of questions. Had he already played, had he? Because there's a significant difference coming into Star Citizen brand new and not knowing anything or anyone or talking to people. And having some guidance. Because even just a little bit of guidance, and not necessarily just through global chat, but, you know, with your friends on Discord or your brother, for example, can rapidly increase the progress trajectory. So we need in here 46 gems. Look at that. What did I say? A patch of 9 gems, in this case 10, was all we needed to fill that box. So your brother helped point you in the right direction, as well as enjoying all the YouTube and Twitch streams, enjoying the research. I was on a mission to get there before I went back to work. Yes, sure. Look how Crouch turned out after he met me. Oh boy. My life was turned around. Alright, we've got another 2 SCU box. Full of gems. Now, unlike I normally would, is like, let's just find another patch and start working on that second box. He's played a lot and loved the salvaging play loop. Yeah, that's good. I enjoy salvage too, man. Less than 600 meters away. Some gems. Let's get them. It's a little patch of 4. Ah, look at this. Dolovine, and I think they're hand minables. They look like hand minables. The signature was low enough for them to be hand minables. Ooh, having said just quite recently, never found anything except Hadanite. Here's a little patch of Dolovine. Let's go give him a little cheeky scan. Because these look like hand minables. Yes and no. Okay, so Dolovine. Power transfer resistance 0.29. Doesn't give us any information about the mass, unfortunately. Interesting. Activate cruise control.
Acknowledged.
Set a course for Gaslight.
Acknowledged.
Also, having played Elite Dangerous for many years, there are some similarities, and knew going in that there is a steep learning curve. I've never played Elite Dangerous. I was thinking about it. But I really just like the freedom that Star Citizen offers in terms of, you know, flight, its camera, getting up, moving about, falling out of my ship in quantum. And I don't think you can do that in ED, right? You can't move about inside your ship. Once you're in the ship, you know, you're just flying it, right? What do you think will be used for the catalyst in crafting for future? Gems or maybe a purchasable item? What do you think will be used for the catalyst in crafting? Gems or maybe a purchasable item? I'm not sure, Wrecked Dad, if I understand your question properly. What do you think will be used for the catalyst in crafting? Do you mean like a component or an adjunct, so to speak? something that you'll always need to have for crafting. I think every item that gets crafted will be require a whole bunch of different components. I don't think that there will always be you always need to have this when you craft stuff. That'll be the blueprint. To make something, you'll need the blueprint. When you have the blueprint will tell you you need 7 pieces of aphorite, 16 pieces of tin, a spring, 4 SEU of ice, and a piece of glass. And then you'll either buy those things or collect them, or we were here quite recently. Those landing gear is still there. So each blueprint will require its own things, and you'll either acquire those from other players. Some of those things. What the hell's going on here? No landing gear? Some of those things might be crafted from other things. So to make something according to a blueprint, you might need a servo. And there'll be a blueprint for a servo that allows you to build that servo from a few other things. That may be the case as well. Craftable items take like iron and copper plus catalyst. Yeah, I don't think there'll be a specific catalyst for everything. It's just each blueprint will require, as you said, iron, copper, and tears of a unicorn. But I don't think that there will be something common to every blueprint. Didn't they say there would be primary and secondary materials to determine various attributes, including material quality? They do say a lot of things, don't they, Acon? But yes. It's certainly going to be very interesting to see how things progress. Alright, another 2 SEU box down into the warehouse. Down you go. I think it's going to be very difficult to be able to craft everything. And as they have mentioned, it's quite an expansive system that includes, as Topaz was saying, different qualities of craftables based on the different sorts of inputs you use. The quality of those inputs will influence the quality of the output. And so specializing is going to have to really be something, that becomes a necessity if you really want to maximize the benefit of what you're doing. For example, let's take tradies, electricians, sparkies, carpenters, chippies, plumbers. What are plumbers called? Those guys specialize in their trade, because to try and do all 3 of them, A, would require a huge amount of time in terms of qualifying yourself in that trade, and B, you're not really going to be as good as someone who's just a sparky. If let's say a sparky does 20 jobs a week, but you're a sparky, a chippy, and a Mario, you're not doing 20 sparky jobs a week because you're doing all the other ones. So you're not going to be as good of a sparky as the sparky who just does sparky work. So you're either going to have to concentrate on being a miner, or a component manufacturer, or an assembler, you know, using, and because they've spoken about the different sorts of equipment that you'll use to craft stuff. And you as a crafter will have to work with the rest of the supply chain, because there's just not going to be enough time for you to go out, harvest, collect, find, you know, mine all of the components, and then, you know, make those into something, perhaps even sub-assemblies, and then make those into a final product. You're just, one person can't do all of that. And so that's going to upset a lot of people, I think, or some people who just want to be able to do everything by themselves without having to worry about anybody else. And there'll be a certain amount of that you can do, of course, but of the over 1,000 blueprints, all of which have 5 different variants that they've spoken about, how much of that are you going to be able to do by yourself? It's going to be interesting to see what happens and how it develops, for sure. Been super chill tonight. 1 box, 2 box. Why is this box not completely full? Let's get another empty box out of the warehouse. Put it aboard the ship. Does Gaslight have an admin area to sell gems? I don't think so. I think the only places in Pyro to sell gems are Ruin Station, and Jackson Swap. That's what I have heard. Those are the only 2 places to sell gems. They can't come soon enough. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely wonderful. That's what will really change the game. That's what will make what we're doing meaningful. Like, for example, I'd love to craft stuff, but you know, I'm quite happy to accept my place as, you know, as a miner, if I know that my efforts towards mining are going to make, you know, crafting an option for those who want to do the crafting. And of course I'd love to do my own crafting, and so I might, you know, find a specialization that allows me to utilize my mining experience to craft stuff from those minables. And that might not be a complete product, that might be subcomponents of a final product that I then sell to a crafter who has the production equipment and the different crafting drones and, you know, fabricators, who then makes the final product. And even then, that person who makes the final product might not actually be the person who sells it. You know, they did have a very nice presentation at SitCon about shops in the base building segment that they did. So shopkeepers might not actually manufacture anything. They're simply buying from the manufacturers who are busy manufacturing and selling them in their shop, because again, you're going to have a physical shop, a place, a location where people can come. And that in itself is going to be a specialization. Building your base, building your shop, maintaining it, being there, meeting players, trading with people. Obviously, you know, your shop's going to be able to run offline, but they have talked about a lot of stuff, so who really knows, right? Monarchs, Pyro 5. Let's jump this way a little bit. Don't want to get too close to Pyro 5. It's time for bed. It's almost 7 o'clock. 3 hours, a nice little 3-hour play session after work. And we've collected 1,500 gems. Or thereabouts. 750,000 credits worth of gems in this play session. Stashed away. Let's drop out here. Should be able to see the moon of Ignis. Should be just over here somewhere. What? Set a course for Ignis.
The star map is being updated, sir.
Invalid target. It's on the right-hand side. Okay. So I'm looking forward to a few more sessions like this week. Maybe not this long. But, just go down to Ignis, bedlog, log on for half an hour, mine a patch, log off. You know, just very casual gameplay sessions. And when we can do that more reliably in Star Citizen, yes, this is Star Citizen. In Star Citizen, then it can change the experience so much for everyone. Can't you incorporate the search bar in your VA routing? Well, that's what it does. I don't know why it wasn't working. You'll notice if I go to the search here, in the search bar, it'll paste Ignis in, because when I said that command, set a course for Ignis, that command puts that term in the Windows clipboard, and then the mouse moves around and all that sort of stuff. Then it clicks in this field and presses Control V. Can't you incorporate the search bar in your VA routing? Yeah, because you were zoomed in too. Yeah, I've noticed that a couple of times when I've opened up the star map, it zoomed in on the ship's body. And when that happens, the routing doesn't seem to work properly. But that doesn't always seem to happen, you know, being zoomed in on the ship like this. That's not normally the case. That doesn't normally happen. Now let's go up to OM2. We'll reset this. When you're zoomed, you press that back arrow on the left and it zooms out one step. So maybe I could just incorporate that as default. Let's have a look. It's a lot of commands to update. Oh no, hang on. This one. Alright, so if we're all the way in here, for example. This one. Don't know. I'll have to have a look next time I try and do it. I'll try and keep that in mind to remember. Activate cruise control.
Cruise control has been activated, sir. I will maintain the current speed.
Deactivate cruise control.
Certainly, Commander.
No, I didn't hit it quick enough. Lovely. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. Tonight, this afternoon, this evening. It's been super chill. Very low energy level. Clearly, I'm tired. 16 likes on the old YouTube. We're going to fly down to Ignis here, find somewhere to bedlog so we're prepared for the next session. No doubt when I get up, later today, I will log on for a quick session. Let's get into nav mode. Why are we flying so slow? Oh boy! And so being bedlogged on the moon just makes that so much easier. So I shan't bore people with the rest of the journey down to the moon and the whole bedlogging procedure. It's highly unlikely that I'm going to go mine another patch, although there is always a chance. Let's see where I can send people. We'll pass this raid from the who was it? The Extreme Beard? Yeah, the Extreme Beard. Ethics Jackson, thank you so much for the follow. To Hobbyist, Cat Trying Flying, thank you for the follows over there on Twitch tonight. Thank you for those 16 likes on YouTube. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. We better not crash into the moon while I'm busy trying to queue up this raid. Okay, we need to go back to the game. We're going to crash into the moon. I noticed that Space Tomatoes Gaming, it's been up for a little bit, 2.5 hours or so, making casual money in Star Citizen. So we'll go check out what he's up to. So let me get on the ground so we don't die. And then I'll send you all over to Space Tomato on Twitch and on YouTube. I shall catch all of you guys next time. Certainly on the weekend. Maybe in between. For another one of these little impromptu, do a little bit of mining or run a couple of bunkers before bed or something like that. Let's deactivate that cruise control so we don't end up in a situation. Drop out all this speed. A quick switch to SCM mode. Ourselves on the ground. So that looks good to me. We'll get down on the ground in just a minute. Let's have a quick look here. Okay. Let's get down on the ground. I'll queue up this raid on Twitch. Everybody else on YouTube, I shall catch you guys next time. It's been an absolute pleasure for this super chill rock mining session. I'm going to send you all over to Space Tomato. Let's get that raid started. This music has been epic, man. Lovely. Thanks so much. Appreciate everyone being here for this impromptu stream. I'll catch you all next time. See ya.